Hey there, I'm your host Lisowi, and this is part 8 of the crafting series. In the last video, we went ahead and created the setup for this, so in this video, we'll go ahead and finish it off. So with that said, let's begin. Let's start with the crafting UI. So let's go to the content drawer, go to UI, and let's create a new folder for the crafting. Crafting UI. Let's open that up, create a new widget. And let's call it WB underscore crafting view, crafting menu, whichever you prefer. Save it, open it. And in here, we'll start by adding a canvas panel to our screens, like so. And we also want the inventory for the player. So we'll grab inventory. Now with this, we can do a stamp to the left-hand side, and I'll do 200 on the X. I don't remember if I had 200 or 100 on the regular inventory, but that should be fine there. We can size it to content, so it'll size up accordingly. Compile that. Then we want to create the actual outline of the crafting system. So I think we are good to steal a lot of that logic from the inventory UI. So inventory, copy the first two borders, and back in here, I can paste that in, get rid of the vertical box and everything inside. So I'll snap this to the right-hand side, and we will do an offset of -200 on the X. We'll also size this to content. And let's see. On the first border, we want to go to the brush, outline settings. That looks okay, color's fine. We'll leave it then. Okay. The next border, I want the padding to be 30. And if we go to brush, this looks fine to me as well. So that's fine. Then we'll grab a horizontal box, drag this in our border. And inside we want to get a size box. We want an arrow, so an image, in my case, of an arrow. We want the inventory slot. And let's see. So the inventory slot, we want to right click and we want to wrap with an overlay. And inside here, we also want to grab a custom button. So drag that to your overlay. And inside the size box, we put in, I want to grab a wrap box, and this will represent the crafting inventory. So with that out of the way, let's size things up. The first horizontal box will center that with a padding of 0. And the size box then, we want to override that to 312 and 312 here, like that. The arrow for the image, not variable, let's just name it img underscore arrow. We'll do arrow, and where do we have this? Somewhere here, arrow right. Now for the size and image size, we'll do, let's see, 60 by 60. Center that. Now with the overlay, let's see. Overlay, we'll leave as is. Inventory slot, I want to bring it down to the center. I want custom size, so 200 and 200. And with the button, I want to bring it all the way at the bottom, center it in the middle here, say craft. And what else? What else? We can have a padding with the overlay of, let's say, 10. And same with this size box here, we could do a padding of 10. And we'll see how that looks then. So with that, let's click on the wrap box and let's just call it wrap box, make it variable. This is okay. This is okay. Let's just call it craft slot. And I think we're okay to go ahead. So let's compile and save that. So inside the event graph, we'll create a function to update the crafting table. So update crafting area. And this is essentially like in our inventory. So we'll grab the wrap box to clear children. We'll get the inventory component. So we'll do crafting inventory. BPC inventory. Get this. We'll make it instance editable and expose and spawn. We'll convert to a validated get. Get the inventory slots, and for each loop, create a widget. This will be the inventory slot. So we have, what do we have here? We can pass in the item, index, and of course the inventory component as well. And then we'll grab the wrap box again and do add child to wrap box. Then on completed, like we have before, we get the inventory, bind, not bond, on inventory updated, and with the event, we'll just create an event and call ourselves. So where is this? Update, what's it called? Update crafting area. And once that's done, get the crafting inventory, get the recipes. What was the function called? Oh, we want to create a variable in here called the crafting station. And this will be the actor, which is our station. So workbench or crafting station. Make this instance editable and expose and spawn as well. So from here, we'll get the recipes. That's where we wrote the function. And let's see. I want the craft slot. And we want to refresh that slot. So we need to create a function in there. For the moment, we can go ahead and create an item in here called s_inventory slot. We want to set this to that. And let's go get the crafting slot done. Let's go ahead and open up the inventory slot here. And on the event graph, we want to create a custom event called refresh slot. And all this will do is we'll set the item and run it through here again. That's all that is. Compile, save. And back in here, we can refresh slot. Update the item, and there we go. Let's compile and save this function. Next, we want another function, and this will check is the inventory open. We'll call it is inventory open. We'll get the player character, get component by class, check for the inventory component is valid, and we want to see let's see, let's promote this to a variable first of all. Player inventory. We want to do I'm going to get the widget, the player inventory widget, convert to a validated get. So if the widget is active, that means the inventory is open. So we just want to close it. So we'll do a toggle inventory. And then we will open the inventory in the crafting table. Next, on the event graph then, let's get rid of event tick and pre-construct. From event construct, we'll get is inventory open. We want to get the reference to our player inventory and do set is locked. We could also add this in there. Doesn't really make a difference. We'll lock it. And we want to refresh our inventory. So inventory refresh. This is for the player. So player component, inventory component. And after that's done, we want to check if the crafting component is valid, which it should, and we'll update the crafting area. With that said, let's do another event called destruct. And in here, we'll get the player inventory, check if it's valid. If it is, we'll set this to be false. And lastly, we need the crafting button. So custom button, we could rename it actually, this one, button craft. And if we head back, we can do onClicked. So the crafting process begins. Now here we want the craftable item. We want to get the item ID and check if it's not empty. Do a break. Branch, and then we'll do a sequence. So first we will get the inventory component of the crafting inventory. Get inventory slots. And we want to do a for each loop. Here we want to break this open, filter out any empty slots, get a branch, and then we can get the crafting inventory again and do remove from stack. So clear whatever we've used. Index goes in here, and the quantity will always be 1. Hard coding that in there. Then next, we want to give the player to the item. So we'll get the player inventory, add to inventory. Item ID will come from here, so we can get it, split it, plug it in there. You get a branch to see if the item was added. So if it wasn't, you could do like a drop, but we don't have a drop function in here, so we'll leave it. We'll then set the item to be empty, so you can't do this indefinitely. And at the end, we want to update the crafting area, like so. So with this done, let's compile and save. Let's head back into our crafting station here. And what we want to do is we want to create a function to toggle the crafting. We'll create a widget called crafting view. Plug in the inventory component, crafting station, which is self, and promote a variable crafting view widget. We'll add it to the viewport only if this reference doesn't exist. So it's not valid. If it is valid, we want to remove it. So before we remove it, we want to get the player inventory. So get player character, get component class, inventory is valid. Just check that. And we want to then return the items. So return items, if there are any, from this inventory. Once that's done, we get the crafting widget, remove from parent, and then set this to be empty. So Alt drag to set, leave it blank. Now that's completed. So if we go back to the event graph and do input interact, we can toggle this crafting on started. Now, one more thing, let's say we walk away from this table. I want this to close. So we'll add a sphere collision to our crafting station. And we want to, let's see, we can just do an end overlap here. So add event on end overlap. So we'll check if this is valid. So if it is valid, we want to close it because we've ended the overlap. Now for that, this doesn't have to go there. Yeah, so in the viewport, this needs to be a little bigger. So let's do like 100, maybe a little bit bigger, 200. Yeah, so let's say we left this area. We should close it. So let's test this now. If I play, open it, doesn't work. Let's see why. So the reason this is not working is because I'm using the wrong event. We want the event to interact with. That's my bad. Let's add this in here and compile and save. Now if I play, we should be able to open the menu and we can see it's slightly messed up because this has to be only 9 slots. So we'll fix that in a moment. But if I walk away, everything should close. If I have the inventory open that, close, they both close. So to fix this little inventory issue, we'll go to our crafting and we'll just cap the size of this to be 9. Crafting station, 9 slots. File and save. Play again. And there we go, looking nice. So let's get some more items and let's try to craft something. So this would be enough for a sword in my case. So actually, go ahead, pick those up, go in here, 5 sticks, bit of iron, and there we go, craft. And it took them away. So this is it for the video. That's our crafting system now complete. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And as always, happy developing.